Hello my fellow art lovers and welcome to KayJayComicArt. KJ here bringing you a special speed paint this week. Originally I was going to colour my badass to the bone illustration, but as I've just come back from the MCM London Comic Con, I thought making an easier illustration would be ideal, as I am still recovering from 3 days of sleep deprivation. I've actually slowed down the footage of this video because I wanted to take this time to catch you all up on my experience at the convention and what I've learned while there. First of all, it took me 6 hours via bus to get to London, and I was exhausted by the time I arrived. I ended up not bringing a spare £20 for the deposit too, so I ended up having to use some of my spending money just to pay for that. I did get it back on the last day though. We were all booked for twin or 3-person bedrooms, so I shared a room with 2 other girls who shared my love for art and character design, so that was super fun and led to many hours of interesting conversation, especially when we couldn't sleep. So the first day was spent getting to the city and getting our room set up, along with some tasty food since we had some free time before we chose to go to bed. On the topic of beds, I did not sleep well. I tend to struggle sleeping in new environments, so I was awake every single hour until I had to be up for the convention the next morning. After the complimentary breakfast on the day of the convention, we all set off and my god, it was packed. We spent a good 15 minutes in the line into the building alone, and afterwards we had so much space to explore, it was unreal. I'm sure the convention took up 2 full warehouses of space. Of course, I went to all the anime and manga booths, including merch and a few publisher booths, in an attempt to get some more names to add to my potential publishing list. I ended up finding an independent company called Sweat Drop Studios, and now I'm applying to join them as a creator because they're the only UK manga publishing company that I've seen so far throughout my attempts to get published. Wish me luck, guys. I'm going to work hard to impress them. Sorry if I'm stammering a bit as well, I've had caffeine. Just letting you all know that now. So expect a bit of stammering and a bit of hyperactivity. But it's useful in this video. Honestly, apart from a bit of shopping for some old games and anime merch, I didn't do much else. But I did go to see a panel about the manga artists who worked on Zelda Twilight Princess manga series. And that's what inspired me to work on how I draw hair, because it can be quite boring and plain to draw hair in the style I use sometimes. After the convention, we spent a good hour getting back to the hotel, and my friends gave me some advice on improving my hair drawing skills, which I am truly grateful for. I ended up making some new friends and strengthened some friendships I already had. So the second day passed pretty quickly, and on the third and final day, we all put our suitcases in the bus and had some free time before we headed back up north. So I chose to go to an art supply shop further in London, and actually found a pretty good one that sold a lot of amazing supplies. It even had 2 floors. The marker you see me using in this drawing is actually the marker from that shop, and I'm amazed that my script lined up with me using the marker perfectly. That is such an awesome moment for me. I also planned to go to the manga exhibit in the British Museum, but sadly the tickets were sold out by the time I arrived. Luckily, a friend of mine had managed to get photos and generously offered to send me them, so I have got some references to use to inspire me to learn how to draw better. But after that, I decided to go to the Japanese exhibit instead, which is a completely different exhibit. It's about Japanese culture, nothing to do with manga, though it did have some manga-inspired illustrations from a long time before. And I took some photos and had some good food before sitting down and drawing until we had to get on the bus and head back. And that was my trip. It was interesting and fun, and I'm glad for the experience. Hopefully, in the future, I'll be going to conventions as a panelist rather than a customer, which would be awesome, to be honest. If that's the case, you guys see me, feel free to come up and have a chat. I love conversation, and to know you like my work is enough for me to be eternally grateful and kind to you all. Anyway, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoy the drawing, and I'll see you next week for the second part of my badass to the bone piece. Bye.